We join you tonight from the Izod Center, the Nets and the Pistons. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First for the Nets, 9 different starting lineups this season, and this one seems to be working. Jefferson, Boone, and Williams across that front line, with Jason Kidd and Vince Carter at the guard positions. Meanwhile, for the Pistons, interaction at 20-7, Tayshaun Prince, Rasheed Wallace, Antonio McDyess, Chauncey Billups, and Rip Hamilton in the backcourt. One of the best starting fives in the NBA. Flip Saunders now in his 13th year as a head coach in the league. One of the hottest teams in the league. Pistons have won 12 of their last 14, including 5 straight. Meanwhile, Lawrence Frank, this Nets team, just 6-10 at home. They've lost 5 in a row to Detroit. And that includes a December 2nd matchup in Motown. 118-95. Pistons. Chauncey Billups had 18 points and 9 assists. Jason Maxiell came off the bench. So really hurt the Nets. Well, this Detroit team, focused. There just has not been much drop-off year to year. A team that won the NBA championship back in 2004.
Well, you know, and one of the things that you take a look at in terms of the way they play constantly, they've been together a long time. That's pretty good basketball right there.
Eddie Rush, Tony Brothers, and Tony Brown, the officiating crew, and all of the action presented in high definition where available.
And one of the things you build for as a basketball team is the ability to go up and down the floor together as a 5-man unit. And because they've been together so long, it's seamless at both ends of the floor, this Pistons team.
Detroit controls the tip. Let's take a look at the matchups. It is Williams on McDyess to open up. Boone on Wallace. Kidd defending Billups on a stop and go to the hoop. And he made it look easy.
Well, that's what he likes to do. You know, we spoke to Lawrence Frank before the game, and one of the things to look for is the way Billups usually paces himself throughout a game, but with the Nets, likes to go at them early to set an easy tone for himself.
There's Kidd way outside. 10 to shoot. Lob to Jefferson. Open look. He missed it on the interior. And poked outside to Prince.
Decent collapse there, but late by the Pistons. But again, one of the things to look for defensively is how they help one another out.
Jefferson had 31 in the win over Golden State on Saturday. McDyess, book it.
They're so efficient. I mean, they just start the game in an efficient standpoint. A layup to begin with, a wide open 12-footer. Well, they make it look so easy at the beginning of games, and they're even better at the end.
Antonio McDyess has posted 4 straight double-doubles. Here's Williams driving in on McDyess. Bank shot, no. Got a pretty good look at it. And the Pistons control the rebound. Hamilton looking for the McDyess post-up. Williams holding his ground and knocked away. That triggers a break. Kidd leading the way for a pull-up pop. Off the rim. Kidd gets his own rebound. He'll try it. No. A pass. And a slam. It's Williams.
Yeah, good decision there by Kidd, obviously, at the second time around. His first one was a good shot, too, and tracked that down at the offensive end. But the Nets have to get out quickly on this Piston team because they're so balanced at the offensive end. It actually sets their good balance up defensively.
Pistons with a 4-2 lead. Billups gets an open look at a 3. Chauncey Billups comes in shooting it at 34%. From long range. That's down from his career number of 38%. Screen set by Williams. There's the roll, the extra feed. Boone a pump, lost it on the way up, and a foul called. Rasheed Wallace with the hack.
Interesting just then. Nice work, too, by Williams. And one of the things you see when you have a screen roll out front, the patience, the timing, but even better. Now watch the timing on this. Here comes Williams, the timing. Now he's going to give it to Boone also, who was very patient at the end of the play to catch it, make his decision not to rush, and then get to the free throw line.
But making free throws has been a huge problem for Boone. 29%. And just missed on a pair. And just think about where Boone gets the basketball. He's going to draw a lot of fouls around the rim as defenses collapse on him off entry feeds.
Absolutely, and on top of that, Ian, because of those low numbers you just mentioned, they're going to foul him even when they may not have to in order to prevent him from dunking the ball.
Carter, a jumper. He drains it. Well, Vince Carter for 2.
We're just getting back to Boone, though. You watch him shoot the ball, too. It's not a bad-looking free throw. It's actually a pretty good one.
He shot it at 54% last season. And we've seen a drop-off from mediocre numbers. Hamilton, he got his man in the air, and probably the best in-between player in the NBA, meaning not going to take shots from close range, and he'll limit his attempts from long range, although he's added that to his arsenal in recent years. Kid forced to give it up. Carter one-on-one with Hamilton. Boone high screen. Whoa. Carter got picked by Wallace. Tar Heel against Tar Heel. Williams, he's got a long reach, but not that long.
You know, Vince is going to complain a little bit, and I think he has a point right there. I think, you know, he's not looking to score. It's not looking to shoot a 10-foot jump shot on that play, but that's still a foul out on the floor like that I think the officials have to look at and make that call.
Pistons haven't missed. They are 4 of 4, make it 5 of 5. Prince on his way to the rim, and Lawrence Frank has seen enough. Good motion for Detroit in the half-court set. And the Pistons with an 11-4 lead. 8:44 to go in the first.
And you talked about it 5 for 5, but it's so efficient, so smooth, and Lawrence Frank says it's too easy also.
This New Year's Day, relax, recover, and ring in 2008 as Yes brings you a Yankees classic New Year's Day marathon. See 4 back-to-back pinstripe playoff games from the dynasty of the 70s, including the biggest moments from Chris Chambliss, Reggie Jackson, Greg Nettles, and much more. This is a TiVo alert. Yankees Classics New Year's Day marathon, Tuesday, starting at noon only on Yes. Oh, Gary Sheffield here at the Izod Center. Former New York Yankee. Part of the Detroit Tigers. I guess there might be a connection there.
Could be, huh? You put that together very well tonight.
Thanks. That was off the top of my head, Jimmy. Off the timeout. Boone to Kidd. Lob. And a stick back by Boone off the feed.
Yeah, the not in a rush to do anything style of play for Boone is starting to pay dividends for him. He's just really more relaxed on the floor since he's had some success recently.
And Josh Boone, his numbers are on the rise. McDyess. Now the Pistons aren't missing. They are 6 of 6. 13-6 Detroit.
Getting the feel that they're feeling that they can get any shot they want, huh?
Scoring is up for this team, just under 100 points per game. Here's Carter one-on-one with Hamilton. Takes it in with the left hand. Beautiful floater from Vince Carter.
It's so important for Vince Carter to keep Hamilton busy down at the defensive end of the floor, because that's what Hamilton's going to do with Vince Carter. Run him across a bunch of screens. He's got him right now on the baseline.
Hamilton takes it in and draws the foul. It will be Boone picking up his first.
And watch Vince Carter try to just skip right to the middle of the floor and then uses the weak hand. And I'm not sure who he's giving that little smirk to. Could have been Hamilton, but it could have been somebody on the Nets bench also.
And Rip Hamilton at the free throw line, 79% shooter. Two-time All-Star and very well could be headed there again. This brings that tireless approach. Yet, and this is going to sound strange when you say someone is a tireless worker, he makes it seem effortless the way he goes about his business.
And I think part of that, Ian, is because he's doing it all the time. Because it becomes, you know, you mentioned it on the open, this concept of being underneath the radar. Most of these guys play that way.
There's Jefferson. And the jump shot goes down for Richard Jefferson. His first points of the night, and the Nets hanging tough despite the fact the Pistons are yet to miss a field goal or a free throw. Phillips one-on-one with Kidd. Under 7 minutes to go now. First quarter. It came off McDyess. Glanced off him. He didn't see the pass coming.
He looked to the middle of the floor, McDyess, that time. He thought that there was going to be a screen that he had to set up, and Phillips just released it.
Second turnover for the Pistons. Flip Saunders worked his way up the coaching ladder through the CBA. Also was an assistant collegiately at his alma mater, Minnesota, and at Tulsa. Jefferson feeding the post. Knocked away And a steal. Wallace the step in. Prince was looking for the angle. Second Nets turnover. McDyess, great position. And a foul called. Williams coming over. And it will be Vince Carter picking it up on the front side.
Well, you take a look at the flip over the top right there, and Vince comes in and kind of scrapes along the face and the body of McDyess. So a little late to get in there from the weak side, but a terrific entry pass.
And apparently the Pistons are human. McDyess missing a free throw. 71%. Antonio McDyess, an all-star back in 2001. That was his former basketball life when he could jump out of the gym. Tremendous athlete, but knee problems over the years, horrific injuries, and he's reinvented himself as a role player, and a very good one. Behind the back. And Boone breaks free for the follow-up.
And once again, Boone just playing smart basketball. What he's really getting a good understanding of is tracking not only Jason Kidd, but other guys in the offense to understand where shots are going to come from. If you do that, then you'll know where the rebounds are going to come from if they have misses.
Here's Wallace. That's a three. And it's rebounded by Carter. Kidd in the open floor. Hamilton picks him up. That means Billups is with Carter. Chauncey Billups, excellent defender. Carter goes around him, and a turnover. It came out to Prince. Kidd guarding the middle. Williams back there, and it forced Prince to loft it higher. Out of bounds off of the Nets.
Well, Prince at his size is so good with the basketball. You know, look at him. He puts the ball on the floor. He can go to his left. He can come to his right. And that little soft half-a-jump hook. Very effective in the lane, even though he didn't convert.
So that's now 2 straight misses for the Pistons from the field. Here's Prince one-on-one with Jefferson. Wow, good ball fake. And missed the dunk. Scraped for it. Prince comes out of there. Hamilton, the three doesn't go, and it's rebounded strong side by Carter. Kidd leading the break. Hole clogged up by Billups. Here's Kidd. Spin move. He was met. Oh. Wow, what a feed. But Boone couldn't catch it. Hamilton ahead of the pack, and he lays it in.
I don't think Boone saw that one coming. It was down by the knees. It appeared a quick little dart pass to him. Well, you know what, Ian, the fact that the Pistons came out so strongly here in the first quarter, it's good to see the Nets only down to 5 right now.
And Jefferson by himself, an uncontested lay-in. Kidd with a tremendous vision. He already has 4 assists in this first quarter. Both teams shooting it 7 of 11 from the field. Ball movement. Carter defending Hamilton. Here's Prince one-on-one. Jefferson. Little bump. No call. Hamilton lines it up. And can't hit the three. Rebounded by Kidd. Off to the races. Thought about the pull-up. Instead, it's Carter. Nets will reload here with 12 to shoot. Carter moving without the ball. Jefferson on a pop out. Now Carter, shot clock is winding down. Jefferson's going to be forced to hoist it if he can hold on to it. He can't. Billups gets it ahead. Prince on a race and slides in for the slam.
How about Billups too just then, understanding what's going on. Great look up the floor and terrific defensive effort just then to seal down and shut down the Nets that trip.
Now what did we talk about top of the show? Turnovers, a lot of them so far. 5. Carter trying to give it up. Another near turnover, but this time Boone able to find the slightest of openings for a mini hook.
A little better catch too in terms of gathering the ball by Boone. He's had some problems about a couple of weeks ago. He was really struggling, even just catching it and that making his finishes that much tough.
He's the Nets high man with 6 points. McDyess from the wing for 2.
You know, and you touched on McDyess. I mean, what a great team for him to come back for that second go-round of his career, because a team that just plays great, solid basketball at the offensive end of the floor. He doesn't have to do anything flashy, which he used to do a lot of flashy things in terms of his talent level. But you take a look defensively, Billups getting it off the floor, and what does he do immediately? He recognizes where Prince is. Pretty good stay away by Jason Kidd. And watch Boone now in traffic. Just catch it first and then deliver. Don't try to shoot it before you even catch the ball. And we touched on McDyess already. Just a little 15-footer, great rotation, but a terrific team a team that he doesn't have to really try to overdo things. It's a nice fit for him.
He's become so reliable for Flip Saunders. He's a smart player and uses the ability that he has left. Certainly doesn't try to do too much,
right,
as you alluded to. And he was a high flyer. He was one of those guys that played above the rim when he was part of the Denver Nuggets and the Phoenix Suns. Then went to the Knicks, and that's really when that part of his game ended with that preseason injury. Found himself a spot with Detroit and has fit in perfectly. 21-16, Pistons lead it off the 22nd timeout. Kidd using the Williams screen. Shovel, Jefferson, the left-handed throwdown.
Well, how about Kidd again, though, with a quick delivery off the dribble just then. Kidd came out with a little bit of bounce in his legs and his body, and really he's given up the ball, and the timing is just basically vintage Kidd.
Here's McDyess on a handoff. Hamilton, the curl, and the jumper, no. Wallace can't get the follow.
Not sure how Wallace even got a hand on that one.
Jefferson running the floor and lost it on his way to the rim. They get it ahead. Prince tracks it down. And the Nets able to retreat defensively.
Prince is going to look for a little isolation against Kidd here.
Tayshaun Prince. Kick out. Intercepted by Boone. Nets with numbers if they hurry. Jefferson. Kick out. Carter lines it up and buries the triple.
One of the ways to beat this Pistons help defense is to get down the floor and spread it as much as you possibly can. So you're looking for a quick attack at the offensive end. If not there, and you test it looking for the shorter shot, that's when you kick it out and have some effective shooting. And you take a quick look at the slip cut by Richard Jefferson down the middle of the floor. A little bit of a break, and what do? You test the inside. That makes the outside shot a little bit more wide open. Pretty good spread by the Nets at the offensive end.
The next man that he will pass, and it's probably going to happen in this quarter, the way Kidd is going, is Gary Payton, both from Oakland. Payton served almost like a mentor to Kidd growing up, a couple of years older. Gary Payton's father was Kidd's youth coach, nicknamed Mr. Mean in the Bay Area. And you see the impressive numbers. Payton, 8,966. Kidd, 2 behind. And Isaiah Thomas, Oscar Robertson, Magic Johnson, our colleague Mark Jackson, and then John Stockton. Talk about a cushion. Stockton, 5,500 in front of number 2.
It is amazing when you think about it. Nice combination, though, out there with Karl Malone over the years. But still, I mean, it is a huge number when you think about it.
First tie of the night, 21-21. Here's McDyess on a fadeaway. And an air ball. Williams gets it ahead for Kidd.
Look at the balance of 3 jerseys in blue that time playing defense.
Kidd the lob and slam. Oh, that was beautiful. Kidd to Williams for the throwdown.
Now the combination of Boone and Williams is doing the job for Lawrence Frank. Athletic, catching the ball, not really being too fancy. Plays like that are pretty deliberate, I think.
Here's Hamilton against Carter. 5 to shoot. Wallace. That's impossible to block his shot because of his size, and he's got a little bit of a fade on that attempt.
And he does a reverse pivot to start it, too, so he's spreading himself away from the defender.
Kidd. Again, Williams. Oh, he went for the big stuff. And a foul called. Sean Williams. His athleticism on display in this first quarter.
You'll take a look right to the little bit of the roll into the basket. Nice look again by Kidd. Watch the setup, and then you delay. Once you see the time, the space. And here's this next one. Almost a delivery again by Williams, but if you're Williams and Boone, one little tip, don't take your eye off that guy when he has the ball.
Yeah,
I mean,
2 words. Pay attention. And Williams hitting his free throws 69%. Sean Williams shot it at 70% at Boston College in his junior season. So the Nets in front by 1. Darrell Armstrong into the game for the Nets. Bojan Nakbar in for the first time as Williams goes 1 out of 2. And a change for the Pistons. Jason Maxiell has checked in. along with Aaron Aflalo, the rookie from UCLA. Here's Prince. Great position. He was looking for a call. Boone, the trigger, up the floor for Kidd. Pull up. And Wallace with the snatch. Kidd, the anticipation, and almost comes up with a steal. 12-second difference, shot clock to game clock. We are winding down in this entertaining first quarter. Nets and Pistons. Had a foul called. Nets had a foul to give on the outside, so side out. Shot clock will be reset to 14, and we'll see Malik Allen take the floor for the first time. So second foul on Josh Boone. Good showing in this first quarter for Boone, once again in the starting lineup. He's not giving up that spot anytime soon.
It's his for the taking, huh? You just keep playing well, you're going to get the minutes. That's, you look at Sean Williams, another guy is, I think he's just forced Lawrence Frank's hand by saying, hey, I'm going to play well enough for you to not be able to take me off the floor.
6-second difference, shot clock to game clock. Billups makes his move. On the outside, Aflalo, no. Prince, who touched it last.
I thought that was off Williams.
And the officials agree. So Detroit can hold for one. 4.7 remaining on the clock. Nets lead by one. Prince gets it in. Wallace on a pump. Wallace lets it fly and drains it. A three.
You can't guard it.
1.5 on the clock. Wallace the slap away. And that's how the quarter will end, with Williams and Wallace getting tied up out at the scorer's table. One quarter complete. The Pistons 26, the Nets 24. We'll have the second quarter coming up. This is Nets basketball on Yes. Coming up Friday night on Yes, Vince Carter and the Nets try to work their magic on the Wizards when Washington visits the Izod Center. Complete coverage starts at 7 o'clock, the Infinity pregame. Then Jim Spinarkle and I will have the call for you. Courtside, Nets, Wizards. It all starts Friday night at 7 right here on Yes. Well, Antoine Wright sitting this one out because of that right ankle sprain that he sustained in Miami. Still no exact timetable on when Wright will return. Insurance policy, it's Billy Thomas, former Net, now in his second stint. He's led a basketball odyssey playing in Argentina, the IBL, the Philippines, Italy, CBA, and the D-League. That's where the Nets signed him from, Colorado 14ers. And Thomas now part of the Nets for the second time in his career.
Happy to be here and have somebody hand him a bottle of water to sit and enjoy the show until he gets called on.
Also spent a limited amount of time as part of the Washington Wizards. First possession, second quarter. Oh, that's a bomb for three. Vince Carter on the money. 5 on the floor for the Nets. It's Marcus Williams, Carter, Nakbar, Allen, and Williams. There's Tayshaun Prince working against Nakbar and rebounded by Boki. Pistons have Lindsey Hunter, Aflalo, Maxeel, Prince, and Wallace. Nets lead by 1. And some activity on the inside, and it's going to be Aflalo picking it up.
All right, you take a look at this shot by Vince Carter. Where's the defense? Well, they don't step up to play him, but look at the difference here. Holy smokes. And it's relatively easy for Vince from that distance.
Right. Aaron Aflalo is thinking, I don't have to guard you out there. I'm a guy that played college basketball at UCLA. No one shoots from out there in the Pac-10. Here's Nakbar. That's a three. A bit of a screwball as it came off his fingers. Change for Detroit. Jarvis Hayes has checked in. Hayes, the free agent pickup from Washington. Another good addition to this Piston team. And a foul call against Williams defending Wallace as Rashid was trying to make the catch. And Sean Williams picks up his first.
Let's see what he does. Does he grab and push at the same time? Well, let it go a little bit, huh? I'm just thinking of the shot Vince Carter took out front in front of us with Wallace on that screen in the first quarter.
There's Hunter for 2. Lindsey Hunter has hurt the Nets in the past. I just have visions of him knocking down jump shots in years gone by.
Maxiel has also, and Hayes has done a little damage against them too. Another guy who likes to put up shots in a hurry.
Williams getting the screen from Williams. The penetration. He ran into his own man. And that play was doomed. Aflalo on the dish. Hayes going to the hoop. Allen got a piece. Here's Williams the other way. Bullets feed, and Sean Williams may have gotten away with one.
Good decision to kick that out, though. Rasheed Wallace right there.
So Williams will set things up with 8 to shoot. Marcus, little ball handling wizardry. Shot clock's winding down, though.
Maybe dribbling too much.
And Carter draws the foul. Aflalo, welcome to the NBA. Tried to close in on Carter.
You know, defensively, the Nets closed in pretty well. And then let's take a look at Carter behind the three right now. Yep, crosses. That's a nice play. Yep, crosses right across the defender's hand for the foul, and he'll go to the line for 2 more, making it 3.
So Aflalo picks up his second personal, and Vince Carter, 11 points in this first half. He's the high man. Jason Collins getting ready to check in.
That's number 35, Jason Collins, who replaces Sean Williams.
And he replaces Sean Williams, who exits with 5 points and 3 rebounds. Collins going back to the cornrows look with the headband. He had the throw going the other night against Golden State. Carter has scored all of the Nets' points in this second quarter. And they lead it 30-28. Here's Hayes one-on-one with Nakbar. Hunter, a little shake and bake. Gets the step. Didn't put enough English on it. Knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Collins. And the Pistons will retain it. Apparently that never hit the rim, so the shot clock remains at 8. No change of possession.
Yeah, and Hunter looking for a little walk to the free throw line. I think he thought he was hit.
Hunter defended by Williams. Short. And a foul called. It'll be on the floor and staying right here. Vince Carter has picked up his second personal and the second team foul against the Nets. So Jefferson will pop off the bench and replace Carter at the 9:18 mark, second quarter. Carter exits with 13 points in 14 minutes. So the Pistons got off to a hot start, but it's the Nets shooting it at 63% here in the second quarter. Aflalo looking for Wallace. Collins draws the assignment and rebounded by Nakbar. Pistons have gone ice cold.
You hear Lawrence Frank in the background possibly saying, come on, let's go, keep pushing.
Here's Williams off the drive. He's going to get called on a carry. He was looking for the roll off the screen, and when he gave that glance, carried the basketball.
Last 2 possessions, he may have been dribbling the basketball just a little bit too much.
Nets interaction last in the NBA in scoring. 91.9 points per game. Jason Kidd on the bench with 6 assists. Pistons have hit on 6 of their last 21 after opening the game. 6 of 6. Hunter against Williams. Here's Wallace getting a touch. Collins there defensively. Williams faked on the double. 4 to shoot. And Wallace. That's tough.
There's that reverse pivot once again to really give him big time spacing for his fall away jumper.
3-time All-Star Rasheed Wallace. He's a guy that'll hoist up a lot of threes at 6'11", but he'll make a bunch of them.
Sure will.
Williams using the screen. He's in some trouble. Knocked out of bounds. And the Nets will hold on to it after the timeout. 8:19 to play. First half here at the Azad Center. Okay, fans, it's Toyota text time. Tonight's question, not including Jason Kidd. Who do you think is the greatest rebounding guard in NBA history? Your choices. The Big O, Oscar Robertson, choice number 1. Number 2, Clyde the Glide Drexler. Number 3, Michael Air Jordan. And number 4, Magic Johnson. 4 to choose from. All of them have nicknames. You can text your vote to 58772 or vote online at yesnetwork.com. Standard text messaging rates do apply. We're going to give you some background now, Jimmy, because I know you like numbers. You want to see numbers. The Big O is the all-time leader for a guard. 7,800 plus rebounds. Drexler number 2, Jordan 3. There's Magic, and Jason Kidd is very close to passing Magic, and he is in the vicinity of Michael Jordan.
Well, I think it'll tell you, the voting will tell you a little bit about the age of our voters tonight, too.
Fair point. Bosjan Nakbar hits the jumper. You're saying that those of Oscar Robertson's generation may not be big texters.
They still have rotary phones.
You can dial in your text.
You can mail in your votes.
And Maxiel's off the mark. Or carrier pigeon.
Whatever.
Morse code. Nakbar for 2. Boki Nakbar back-to-back perimeter plays.
My point is, I'll be very impressed if the Big O wins this tonight.
Oh, you have sent a challenge out.
Come on, folks.
To a generation of yesteryear. Here's Hayes, the jump shot, and it's rebounded by Williams. Obviously, Big O is your selection.
I think so, too. I was very, very young when he was playing, too.
Really?
Well, he was like the original Mr. Triple-Double.
Jefferson, too strong on that jump shot. And the Nets with a 34-30 lead. They are shooting a scorching 64% from the field. They only lead by 4, while the Pistons are shooting 43%. Pistons have gotten off 8 more field goal attempts, make it 9. Hayes complaining and very close to getting a tee. Williams lobs it inside. Allen forced to back it out. Off a double team. Allen is open. And it's rebounded by Hayes.
I like the way Hayes looked over to the bench, Saunders' coach, to kind of back him up. He looked at him and said, go down and play defense.
Hunter directing traffic. Here's McDyess. He'll stroke it over Collins. And flying in, a Flalo. He knocks it out of bounds with 6:20 to play. Second quarter. Richard Hamilton will come back in. Flip Saunders has seen enough of the second unit. Chauncey Billups was trying to come in, and he will not be allowed. So Lindsey Hunter remains in the game.
Somebody, here comes Richard Jefferson, should probably pop up quickly to the other end of the floor to help Williams. If they got it in cleanly. Thought Maxiel might try to double.
In the quarter, 11 field goal attempts for the Pistons, and now Lawrence Frank will take a timeout. So we'll step aside. 6:13 to play. First half. Nets leading the Pistons by 4. And time right now for the J&R Music and Computer World upcoming schedule. Jimmy, we know you are having some problems with the calendar, so we shortened it.
Okay.
Nets and Wizards coming up on Friday. Front end of a back-to-back. Nets then travel to Milwaukee to take on the Bucks. Then the new year comes, and the Nets will hit the road for the Orlando Magic, and then back home to face the Bobcats. And Nets Adidas plans are on sale right now. Pick the plan of your choice. Save on tickets to 3 great games. Plus, get a free $25 Adidas gift card with each plan purchased. Visit NJNets.com or call the Nets Vonage hotline 1-800-7-NJ-NETS. Nets basketball. More than a game. Changes for both teams. Billups now in for Hunter. Boone has replaced Collins, and Jason Kidd is back in for the Nets. Spread the floor. Jefferson against Hayes. 8 to shoot. Jefferson. Open look for Allen. He knocks it down.
There's a slight little roll of the right hand with Allen. When he rolls it out from underneath the basketball, kind of like in a curveball fashion, he misses his shots. When they're straight behind the ball, he's generally very, very good from that range.
That's a good point.
Oh, don't start with me.
36-30. Nakbar, the steal. Finds Jefferson, but can't hold on to it. Jimmy, I was being sincere.
I could tell.
I thought that was an excellent point.
Thank you.
You're a guy who shot the ball very well during your career. And
oh, stop. What? Happy holidays, by the way.
I'm spreading some holiday cheer. Hamilton fend off on knockbar, and it's rebounded by Jefferson.
Spreading some holiday cheer.
Here's Kidd against Billups. Vince Carter getting ready to check in. Next whistle. We approach 5 minutes to play. First half. Jefferson short. Pistons are running with Billups. Oh, that's what he does. Pull up, pop. And a loose ball foul, Malik Allen. He disagrees with the call from Tony Brothers. It'll stay right there.
Well, you got to look very quickly. It's that left arm that may have just pushed off a little bit, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. But sometimes the offensive player can drag that body and throw his arms up in the air and get the call.
Carter is back in. Turnaround. Maxiel gets the roll. Jason Maxiel. He was called Baby Ben when Ben Wallace was on the roster. Strong, aggressive, undersized power forward at 6'7", 260. Jefferson strip and a foul on Hayes. Richard Jefferson going to the free throw line for the first time tonight.
Jarvis Hayes, his first 13th foul.
Sean Williams in, Malik Allen to the bench.
Free throw line, 2 shots.
Jefferson comes in shooting it at 84% on the season. As a team, the Nets are now 5 of 8 from the line.
Jefferson first in the NBA at free throws made per game at a little over 8.5.
It's a good nugget.
I can't react.
What? You can't take a compliment.
Some people can't take compliments.
You can't take one. Off the Piston miss. First Hayes and Billups. Here's Kidd now. Matched up with Billups using the screen. He draws defenders. Williams is left open. He thought about that jump shot, but then thought again. 8 to shoot. Kidd looks for the open man. Williams, left hand. Boone catches. They don't have time to work with. Jefferson! It's a shot clock violation. Sean Williams went with a sweep with that left hand and came up well short.
Good call.
I think he's saying that ball was tipped.
Well, it doesn't matter with the shot clock, that's for sure.
Under 4 minutes to play now in this first half. Nets have their largest lead, 6. Hamilton, catch and fire.
Well, is that ever pretty, though, huh? From a basketball standpoint, using the baseline, knowing when the timing of the ball is going to be reaching him, anticipating shot. It's just great, fundamentally sound basketball.
Kidd swinging it inside. They collapse on Carter. Now one-on-one with Hamilton. The help comes. Carter finds Boone, darting towards the hoop.
You know, a couple of weeks ago, Josh Boone may have stayed on the right side of the floor and would not have come and met that basketball just then. A good little dart for him, and Carter seems like he's just a touch hobbled down that defensive end now.
Yeah, he was wincing. Hamilton, same spot. Is there anybody that works better without the ball in the NBA than Richard Hamilton?
No, I knew where you were going with that one, and no, I don't think there is. And not only is he good moving without it, but he's so efficient and understands what he's trying to accomplish.
Carter on a fadeaway. He buries it. Vince Carter, big numbers in the first half. And Jason Kidd has just tied the glove. Gary Payton for sixth most assists all time. Next one will move him into sole possession with Isaiah Thomas next in his vision. McDyess. That foul was called. It's going the other way. Hamilton and Jefferson exchanging some words. And Eddie Rush getting in between them. Hamilton picks up the offensive. Well, here is Jason Kidd tying Gary Payton, 6th all-time. Amazing. Coming up tonight after the postgame here on Yes. Stay tuned for an all-new This Week in Football presented by Geico. Bob Lorenz and the gang break down Sunday's Giants and Jets games and look ahead to the final weekend of the regular season, including a look at the playoff picture. It's an all-new This Week in Football. Special guests Herm Edwards, Rodney Harrison. That's tonight after the postgame only on Yes.
What do you got cooking this weekend?
I will be a part of that Jets-Chiefs matchup.
Very
Herm
nice.
Edwards returning to town.
Okay.
Will you be tuning in?
I will, just to listen to your
Dulcet tones?
melodic.
Was that a compliment?
Yes, it
I'm
was.
not sure.
All right, I got to ask you a quick question here.
Yeah.
Patriots, all the way or not? Undefeated.
Yes. Going all the
They
way, and if I'm Tom Coughlin, I don't play my starters.
Okay.
There's no reason to. Williams short. And he came over the back. So unable to hit the shot, and then commits the loose ball foul following the miss. It's going to be number 2 on Williams, and 4th team foul against the Nets. 2:10 left in this first half. Nets leading 42-36. Nets in a zone. And Billups is fouled by Boone. 3 shots coming for Chauncey Billups, and Josh Boone has just picked up his 3rd personal.
It's one of the things, big guys, you need the fouls underneath the basket. That type of foul is just no reason at all for Boone to reach out right there. You can understand what he's trying to do, but, you know, guards like Billups just bait you into things like that. And this guy is just way too good at the line.
And he doesn't miss many free throws, 91%. Stay tuned in the second half for a message from our friends over at Fox Business Network. Chauncey Billups got a new contract during the offseason, 5 years, $60 million. Billups wanted to end his career as a Piston. Will be part of the 2008 U.S. Olympic team. Has really turned himself into a complete point guard. He can post up, he's strong defensively, he can run a team, he can score if necessary, as he misses on that 3rd free throw. So it's a 4-point game.
Less than 2 minutes to go in the quarter. Less than 2.
Malik Allen in, Jason Collins in. Here's Kidd using the screen. No-look feed, Jefferson out of the corner. And rebounded by Prince.
Pistons showing that zone defense again. Nets have been switching it up a touch.
A minute and a half left. Second quarter. Hamilton to the hoop. Billups goes behind the back. Hamilton out of the corner. Allen couldn't grab it. McDyess does, and a reset for Detroit.
They usually finish quarters out pretty well.
Kidd drawing the assignment on Prince. Lobs it for Hamilton. And the jump shot goes.
Yeah, they don't make mistakes down the stretch too often at both ends of the floor, so we'll see what happens in this last minute or so.
Pistons 9-5 on the road. They beat Boston a week ago in a major statement game early in this season. Kidd on a bounce. Jefferson 8 to shoot. Ball movement. Kidd going to the hoop, lobbing it. Kidd gets it back. Shot clock winding down, and he could not get it to fall. Loose ball foul. Pistons shooting free throws with a chance to tie at the line. 38.9 left in the half.
Well, Kidd was looking for a lob right there, but defensively the Pistons did a good job, and then down deep. I don't know. Well, there it is. Collins came over the top just then to get some contact.
Kidd has yet to score in this first half. He does have 7 assists.
Jason Maxiell, 2 shots.
And Jason Maxiell going to the free throw line, 67% shooter. Oki Nakbar will check in after the first free throw. Nakbar will take Carter's spot on the floor, playing with 2 fouls. So Carter sits with 15 points.
I like that substitution by Lawrence Frank, though. You just don't want to get that third foul at any cost. You know, it's a tie game, basically, give or take. And that one foul is very important.
And McDyess is fouled. He was able to snare the Maxiel miss. And he's got 2 free throws coming. Rebounding numbers actually in favor of the Nets in this first half.
See, this is the type of play, too, Ian. I know Vince Carter's not involved, and it's a big guy play, but you have a bounce like that, you pick up a quick foul. If that's a guy with 2, now you're just taking him mentally out of the game for his approach into the third quarter.
See the Nets take on the Wizards on Friday, and you can save with this 2-for-1 ticket offer. Nets McDonald's plan start at just $36. You'll get 2 tickets for the price of 1. Order yours today, njnets.com, or call 1-800-3-GO-NETS. It's a 7-0 Detroit run, and the Pistons lead by 1. Nets have a 2-for-1 here, but they don't appear to be in any kind of hurry. Jefferson to the hoop, and he lays it in. And Jason Kidd has moved into 6th place by himself on the all-time assist list, passing his fellow Oakland native, Gary Payton. 44-43, 2-second difference, shot clock to game clock. Hamilton against Jefferson. Here's Billups, the drive, and scoops it home with 4.5.
Small against big. It's unfair for Collins to try to guard him. Pistons have a foul to give here, too, down the stretch.
Allen gets it in for Nakbar. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Gets it off and short at the buzzer. Pistons go into the locker room with a 1-point lead on the Nets. Stay tuned. Heineken at the half is coming up. Chris Sheeran, our buddy, back in the studio. First half highlights and leading scores. NBA cares during this holiday season. And Bill Cartwright, Nets assistant coach, will join us at the half on Heineken at the half. Well, good first half here at the Izod Center. The Pistons lead the Nets 45-44. More to come. You're watching Nets basketball on Yes. Take a look at the halftime numbers. Nets shoot it 18 of 33. They get to the line just 9 times. Turnovers, as Coach Cartwright mentioned, 9 of them. And the Pistons with 41 attempts from the field, but shoot it only at 44%. Second half action is moments away. This Detroit team just does not allow other squads to get out and score against them. They're allowing 89.7 points per game. That is second best in the NBA, behind only Boston. They're the only 2 teams not allowing their opponents to score at least 90 points per game. And they've held their opponent to 87 points or fewer their last 6 games.
Yep, averaging 80 points over that last 6 games. And that included, I believe, Boston and Golden State. Yep. 2 teams, you know, they can score a little bit.
So Nets ball to start play in the second half. Kidd against Billups, high screen Williams. Forced to give it up to Carter. Oh, that's long and deep. Rebounded by McDyess. 45-44. Just underway here in the second half. There's Billups giving up his dribble. McDyess turn and fire. Antonio McDyess, part of the 2000 Olympic team, along with Kidd and Carter on that squad. Kidd, he got McDyess leaning, blew in the jump shot, and gets the roll. Dare I say, feathery touch.
Very nicely done there. A little touch in the middle of the lane. But you know what? I think Wallace is going to allow him to shoot that ball, so he's got to be ready to catch and go with it.
Double digits for Boone. He's got 10 points. Billups met by Williams. He'll try it. Reverse style. Chauncey Billups. That's a veteran play.
It sure is. I mean, he baited him. He got him right where he wanted him initially, brought him away again to neutralize the size, and then attacked a second time.
There's Carter against Hamilton. Nets are down by 3. Williams the jump shot. And he hits. Sean Williams and Josh Boone hitting the perimeter.
The bigs are going to be able to get that shot because they're not dragging the Pistons big guys out yet, and especially against the zone, they'll be able to slide in the middle of the floor there from 12 feet away.
And Williams with 7 points, 4 rebounds. Billups taking it at Williams. And Sean Williams, he wanted that one badly. Chauncey Billups, 13 points, 6 assists. And the Pistons back in front by 3. Kidd sets up the offense. Jefferson swings it. Kidd looking for his first points. It's not going to come there.
Billups enough of a defensive factor just then to distract Jason Kidd.
Billups feeding the post. Wallace against Boone. Turns and goes glass.
You're inching towards a timeout if you're the Nets right now. One more trip to score, and if the Pistons come back, just don't. Lawrence Frank, I'm just sensing doesn't like the way this is starting out for him the first couple of minutes here.
Well, they've started this third quarter much like they started the first quarter. Carter moving without the ball. Draws a crowd. Kidd fakes out Billups. Bullet feed. Carter lines it up and missed it badly out of bounds. Last touch by Boone. 53-48. Pistons' largest lead tonight, 7. Nets' largest lead, 6. Carter sticks with Hamilton. Jefferson is guarding Prince. Here's Wallace met by Kidd. He jarred it loose for a moment. Now Hamilton breaks free for the baseline delivery. And timeout, Nets. Detroit has matched its largest lead. And now, as promised, here's a word from our friends at Fox Business Network. 55-48, Pistons leading it. Detroit opened the first quarter 6 of 6. They have started the third quarter 5 of 5.
They just, they set the tone with the message early on. I mean, and we've talked about briefly and how good they are closing out quarters too. Little double whammy effect.
Nets had answers in that first quarter. Do they have answers here in the third? Boone driving, and he got bumped. Earns a trip to the line. That will be McDyess's first personal foul. And Josh Boone, who is 0 of 2 tonight, back for 2 more.
But if you watch his free throw line, he's got good rotation on the ball. He finishes fine. Sometimes, and it occurs that, mentally you just don't go up there ready to shoot. You're not thinking about the sequence of events, but that one's going to be off right. You could see the way he released that one. But more times than not, his shot and his follow-through is not bad. Not indicative of the numbers.
No.
From the free throw percentage that he shoots.
29% and dropping. McDyess feeding down low to Wallace. And defensive 3 seconds is the call. That Jefferson was out of position. And a free throw for Billups. Pistons can take their largest lead. Jefferson told the official that he reset as Billups knocks it down.
Take a look on the right side. Here he is over here. And plus there was a bobble on the play too when the ball's down low, and I bet he was thinking that he was going to go back into the lane and try to get it.
Well, now Detroit can bring the lead to double figures. Billups. He takes it and dishes for Wallace. It's a 10-point lead.
I know that Wallace is the big guy shooting the ball right there, but when they get that mismatch and they get Billups against Boone 15, 17 feet away, he's going to get a good shot for his teammates, if not one for himself.
Iron Eagle, Jim Spinarkle, the rest of our Yes Network crew. Nets trying to make it 3 wins in a row, taking on the very tough Detroit Pistons, and Detroit is on a 9-0 run. Jefferson forced to heave it. Shot clock was winding down. McDyess saves and goes into the front row. Finds Wallace up the floor for a monster finish.
Just getting to the ball a little bit quicker than the Nets. That loose ball opportunity just then. And double digits have been a problem playing from behind for the Nets.
And it's 15-4 this quarter in favor of Detroit. Kidd. Oh, Williams couldn't slam it down off the follow.
Nice run out.
And Billups with a stop and go. Carter with a strip. Nets need something to trigger their game in this third quarter.
Pistons, the reactions have been pretty good against Jefferson and Carter both. There you go now, a double team, nice look.
And Boone will finish it.
But they are finding Carter well, and they're finding Jefferson pretty well also to make sure that those two offensive weapons for the Nets don't get anything easy. Carter had a pretty good first half. Jefferson still struggling, especially trying to get to the line, only 2 attempts.
Billups on a kick out. Wallace, he likes that shot. Rebounded by Kidd. It was a 20-2 run bridging the second and third quarters for Detroit. Here's Carter off the switch. Kidd trying to feed it inside, and fortunate that it ricocheted off the Pistons. And the Nets will hold on to it, 10 to shoot.
And that's just a learning curve right there, because Kidd understood where Williams should have been, and Williams just hesitated a touch.
Shot clock is down to 8. We approach the midway point of the third. Jefferson knocks it down. They put it with Hamilton in his face over the extended reach. It's an 8-point game. Jefferson now with 12. Here's Wallace. Ball movement. Prince extra feed. Count it. And a foul. Williams called for it. McDyess a chance for 3.
It's plays like that, Ian, that, you go back to. I made the comment before that it doesn't really appear that these guys care who the leading scorer is. Just look at this passing, though. The interior passing, terrific. Wallace from the outside to trigger it. So you have your 3 big guys playing unselfish basketball. The guards really weren't even involved in that sequence.
And McDyess now with 13 points, 8 rebounds. He is well on his way to his 5th straight double-double. Half-court set. Williams way outside. Carter moving. Williams doesn't want the jump shot. Instead goes inside. Boone looked like it was partially blocked. Wallace was there defensively.
I think he did get it. Nice look here.
Hamilton to Prince. Broken up. And Williams goes down in a heap. Foul will be called. Jefferson, his first.
They're an interesting team. The Pistons are well-oiled machines in the half-court sets. And here's Boone trying to get that shot off with Rasheed Wallace just getting it a little bit. But they will run a little bit, too, because you think that of the Pistons, they're not an up-and-down type of team, which they're not. But if they get a couple opportunities, Prince and Hamilton, Billups will run you.
Well, Hamilton working off the screen, and he gets the roll.
Just amazing the way they time it. It's one thing to be able to utilize it and understand how it works. The timing is just picture perfect.
Pistons are 11-2 in the month of December.
Watch out.
Yep, Carter saves it to Hamilton. He'll accelerate. Well, Sean Williams, just his presence was enough to break up that play. Carter to Jefferson. And he draws the foul as he hits the hardwood.
Yeah, I got the feeling when the Hamilton was going down the floor, he saw Sean Williams there and he said, you know what? I'm not sure. Watch when he gets his ball up. He's out of bounds a little, is it?
Clearly.
And now watch Hamilton. He's saying, I don't want this. And what is Phillips gets it back. He says, well, what are you giving it to me for with him back here? Because he turned around and was ready to attack again defensively.
I think the scouting report is out around the NBA on Sean Williams.
We're agreed that Carter was out on that one play.
We are agreed that Carter was completely out of bounds.
A true foot out of bounds.
And Jefferson with a second free throw coming. He's 3 of 3 tonight. Makes them both. And the Nets are down 11.
A little different look defensively here for a second.
Token pressure, and now they'll switch.
Back into the zone, the Nets.
Hamilton, hook it.
Just like against the man-to-man, he understands what's going on the floor. Nice little drift to free area, the real estate in the right corner, nobody reacting.
18 of the quietest points.
It's true.
For Richard Hamilton. Pistons are up to 53%. Look at the suffocating defense. And Carter trying to get a timeout. He'll get one with 11 on the shot clock, a 20-second timeout. 4:15 to play in this third quarter. The Pistons have taken control, 67-54. Nets Adidas plans are on sale right now. Pick the plan of your choice and save on tickets to 3 great games. Plus, get a free $25 Adidas gift card with each plan purchase. Visit njnets.com or call the Nets Vonage hotline 1-800-7-NJ-NETS. Nets basketball, more than a game. Well, Detroit is going to play at a high level. That's a given. You've got one of two choices, either to match them or to succumb. In the first half, the Nets matched the Pistons' level of play. In the third quarter, quite the opposite.
Yep. And at halftime, as you recall, a 1-point deficit for the Nets, but they were shooting 56%. You were wondering, you shoot 56%, you should be up 10 points.
Kidd a jumper. No, he can't buy one. Jason Kidd is now 0 of 6 from the field. He's got 9 assists, 4 rebounds, no points.
The Nets really need something to happen in a big way, a stop and maybe a quick out dunk or some type of exciting play to get the fans involved with them, because this team will just wear you out.
Here's Wallace working against the rookie, and it rims out. Rebounded by Boone.
Kid may try to force the action a little bit soon.
Jefferson. Double team comes for a moment. 10 to shoot. Ball movement, Kidd. Great find. And a foul call. Now Jefferson able to draw it on the interior. Tried to twirl that one home. And it will be Prince picking up his second.
Watch Richard Jefferson's going to go backdoor and watch the delivery right on the money. And there's that push beforehand. I'm not so sure. That could have been an on-the-floor foul, too, because the push was before he even caught the ball. But Jefferson will go to the line for a pair.
14 for Jefferson, now 5 of 5 from the stripe. 67-55. Nets are 6-10 at home. That is the second worst home record in the Eastern Conference. They had a 3-game winning streak between November 21st and the 25th. And we're hoping to make it 3 in a row here tonight.
That little token action there by Kidd and Carter, just trying to take an extra couple of seconds off the clock for the Pistons.
Shot clock is winding down. Prince forced to give it up. And Hamilton with Williams in his face. That's a long two-pointer. Richard Hamilton has 20. Just an elite mid-range player. There's Carter, one-on-one. Carter's been quiet. Shot clock's winding down. Carter on a reload. Gives it up. Kidd beats the buzzer and can't hit the 3. Boone, the offensive rebound. Get it back outside. Kidd is 0 for 7.
Yeah, Williams knew that was his fault. He had a layup.
Kidd, penetration to Boone, the floater. Nets are down to 47% shooting. A far cry from what we saw in the first half from this team. They are 4 of 14. The Pistons are 11 of 14. 12 of 15. McDyess and Lawrence Frank takes time out.
You wonder how good they are? Watch this third quarter again and see how good the Pistons are when they came out after giving up 56% free shooting for the Nets. McDyess, a little touch of a fall away. Exquisite basketball by the Pistons.
Tri-State Ford presents tonight's key matchup. Chauncey Billups, nothing flashy, just steady as she goes. 14 points, 8 assists. Jason Kidd yet to register a point. He does have 9 assists, and he's moved into 6th place on the all-time assist list.
And Kidd directing the traffic, looking for different players. Boone this trip down the floor. Then RJ, Richard Jefferson to finish one off. Another good look. Sean Williams with the lob, but you touched on it, the steady play of Billups. Great breakdown dribble against Sean Williams that trip. Same type of thing here. He comes down, gets by Kidd, recognizes a shot blocker behind him, but still challenges and finishes.
Off the timeout, Pistons have their largest lead. Carter aggressive, and he spins it in on a finger roll.
That may be one of the messages just then that Lawrence Frank tried to deliver to his team. You know, Vince Carter in particular, Jefferson I'm sure on top of it. Let's go after the rim a little bit more and challenge them.
Billups, that's a three. Chauncey Billups, a career 38% three-point shooter.
The other part of it too, Ian, overall only 9 fouls against the Pistons all night so far. So what's that mean? Challenge them a little bit more.
Kidd, little fend off, diagonal feed. Jefferson runs into a crowd as bodies go down. Offensive foul. It's RJ on the charge.
You know, I like the move by RJ though. I mean, the results aren't what the Nets want. Well, let's see where the charge comes in. I don't think that's a charge. Well, there's a lot of movement going on there with blue shirts. Let's see if he gets it square. No, that's not close to a charge.
Two bodies that came over.
But I like the thought process by Lawrence Frank and company just then. Twice in a row now we've seen Carter and Jefferson throw their bodies into the lane.
And a delay of game called against the Nets and a makeup call out front. Chauncey Billups called on the foul.
Delay of game warning, Detroit.
And delay of game warning against the Pistons. Flip Saunders wants an explanation on the call against Billups. Just over a minute to go in this third quarter.
It all evens out in sports, Ian.
That's your credo? Carter leaning in for two.
Definitely what Lawrence Frank said to Vince Carter and Jefferson. Get it going to the basket. It's the only shot you have of getting back in this game.
19 for Carter. Billups taking his time with under a minute to go in the third.
Both teams with fouls coming down the stretch.
Well, Nets need a stop in the worst way, and Richard Hamilton, he's not complying.
No, not at all. He's just a flat-out great open shooter, too. I know he does everything, but when he gets it open, and you know, a lot of times you think too much on that type of shot.
Malik Allen, he drains it. It's back to a 14-point game. Nets will look for a stop here and try to cut this one to 12 or 11 by the end of the third quarter.
Remember, they execute well. The Pistons do at the end of quarters.
6-second difference. Shot clock to game clock. Collins comes out on Billups. That leaves McDyess free. And it's off the rim. Hamilton grabs it, and the Pistons can hold for one.
They'll have that foul to give.
Oh, Hayes was out of bounds. And the Pistons turn it over. So Nakbar will check in, replacing Carter. 3.8 to work with. Kidd, 2 seconds. 1 second. A heave at the horn. Short. 31-18. The Pistons outscore the Nets in the third. Detroit with a 76-62 advantage. We go to the fourth. Back to the Izod Center in a moment on Yes. Right now, let's take a look at the Mercedes game summary. That third quarter, Pistons shoot it at 78%. The Nets, 39%. Hamilton, tremendous effort, 22 points. McDyess, another strong all-around game for him. And Jason Kidd earlier tonight passed Gary Payton for 6th on the all-time assist list. But the Nets down by 14 as we start play in the fourth. The Nets will have Williams, Jefferson, Nakbar, Allen, and Collins, 5 on the floor. Pistons with Billups, Hamilton, Hayes, Maxiel, and McDyess. Detroit looking for its 6th consecutive win. Open man is McDyess. He got Allen in the air. Shot clock down to 1. Hayes didn't get it off. That should not count.
Nobody caught that. There's about 2,000 fans in the lower deck who caught that one, Ian.
Jarvis Hayes nailing a triple. 79-62.
Yeah, the shot clock is screwed up, or I don't know.
Allen, no good. And rebounded by Hayes.
Lawrence Frank up pointing to the shot clock just then, Ian. It's crazy start here in the first minute.
There's Billups looking for Hamilton, who's moving without the ball. Nakbar, tough assignment. And Maxfield. Foul called on a push. We'll take a look.
Yep.
Clock's at 0. And Hayes still has it in his hand. You and I had the perfect angle.
Right. Yeah, he buried it. There's no question about that. But
And Lawrence, I think, still muttering something after not getting that call going his way. Turnover. Jefferson able to retrieve it. But the Nets are down by 17 against a team that does not give up leads. Foul called on Hayes. We'll take it one step further. You can take a listen.
yeah, see, I think that's more important to listen to, because they say as the clock hits 0, there could be a fraction of time left before it actually disappears to the total 0 number.
Well, tip ball. Hayes unable to get it, but the Nets will only have 2 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
2 seconds on the shot clock.
10:27 to go in this fourth quarter. Pistons 79, the Nets 62. Nets have to work quickly here. Williams gets it back from Collins and blocked by Stuckey. Rookie out of Eastern Washington, Rodney Stuckey. 15th pick in the first round. He was a guy who really shot up the ladder. Pre-draft camp, Stuckey made a name for himself and selected 15th overall. Hamilton trying to force a pass, but that kind of night, it finds Maxfield. Shot clock at 10. Here's Stuckey. Bit of a combo guard. He was a big-time scorer in college. And getting to the hoop.
Say what? Wow. In traffic, no less.
Rodney Stuckey, who averaged 24.6 points per game in his sophomore year. Only played 2 years of college basketball.
Oh, they're getting deflections now. The Pistons just not letting the Nets get into anything clean.
Nakbar to the hoop. And a blocking foul. Boogie Nakbar will shoot 2.
You take a look at Stuckey coming around the corner, Ian. Now watch the strength take over and the ability, as you touched on, to know how to score. Boy, held it with 2 hands, almost shot that with 2 hands to make sure it went off the glass for himself.
Around the draft, I heard Ben Gordon comparisons, just his body type, the way he kind of handles himself out there on the floor. I could see that, at least our first glimpse of him. He missed the first part of the season after having left hand surgery. Still has a wrap on that hand. And Nakbar makes good at the line. 81-64. 9.5 to go in the fourth. Hamilton the pull-up. Rebounded by Carter. It was jarred loose. Williams there along the baseline. On a crossover, Williams. And he draws the foul. Hamilton was draped all over him from behind. And Marcus Williams will go to the free throw line. Rip Hamilton picks up his second. See the Nets take on the Wizards on Friday, and you can save with this 2-for-1 ticket offer. Nets McDonald's plans start at just $36. You'll get 2 tickets for the price of 1. Order yours today, njnets.com, or call 1-800-3-GO-NETS. Marcus Williams shot it at 85% in his rookie season from the line.
And interesting how the Pistons have Hamilton out on the floor right now with Wallace, with 2 of their starters.
Hayes turns and fires against Carter, rebounded by Williams. That's trying to push tempo here. Carter gives up his dribble.
This is where they're going to have to make their run over the next 3 minutes or so, the Nets.
Williams penetration all the way in. Gets it to Allen. Open look, no good.
Wonder with Hamilton, I mean, he could just go all night long. His minutes are really not that high, 32 or so, but he looks like he could play 60 a night, doesn't he?
Maxiell, the jump shot. And Jason Maxiell, third year from Cincinnati. He's got that length, the reach, long arms on the 6'7" frame.
And he gets off the floor.
He does. He can explode. Carter. Allen didn't make it from the other side. He's not going to try one. Knockbar, that's contested. Collins, the rebound. And the reset. 8 minutes to play in the fourth. And the Nets offense escaping them in this second half. Williams against Stuckey.
Well, just not getting into it that quickly.
Williams outside. Allen same spot. And the same result. Rebounded by Maxiell.
There was a little bit of Maxiell's ability. He came a long way just then to get over to that spot to get the ball. Take a lot of time off the clock at their offensive sets.
And rebounded by Carter off the Stuckey miss. And Carter fouled in the backcourt. It'll be the 14th foul on Detroit. We'll get a timeout with 7:27 left. Here in the fourth, Pistons up big. Pistons lead at 83-66. Let's take another look at tonight's Toyota text time. The question, not including Jason Kidd, who do you think is the greatest rebounding guard in NBA history? The answer, according to our viewers,
Let's see.
Oscar Robertson.
Wow.
You doubted our audience. 41% Magic Johnson, finishing with 29%. And Michael Jordan, who was the odds-on favorite from the truck, 25% for MJ.
Well, so be it, huh?
You alluded to the idea that that generation of basketball viewers would not really know how to text.
I apologize to them for that.
They deserve that apology, but it's nice of you to step forward.
It was a landslide.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. In your world, that's a landslide.
Here's a landslide 2-on-1.
Hayes to the hoop. He flips it in. And Lawrence Frank is going to send Boki Nakbar into the game after Carter coughed it up. Williams. He's short. And Kidd tracks it down. Marcus Williams still trying to get himself back into gear as a foul is called out front. It's going to be Maxiell. And the Pistons over the limit. Nakbar in, Williams to the bench. And some words from Lawrence Frank to the Nets backup point guard. And Kidd, his first point of the night. He's got 12 assists. Now the Nets shooting by quarter. You can see my reaction.
Very nice.
Yeah. Is that a wave to me? Kidd goes 2 out of 2.
You can't put it up statistically, too, but how difficult, obviously, those numbers indicate how much better the defense got and the contested shots that the Nets were trying to take versus the Pistons D. And now they're just spreading the floor, willing to take time off the clock.
Here's Stuckey.
Get a shot off, can he?
Kidd, good pump. Nakbar, that's a 3.
Well, there's plenty of time against a normal NBA team to get into this, Ian, but, you know, the Pistons are so good at spreading the floor and really making you work at the defensive end.
Stuckey out front against Carter. Now it's Hayes looking down low. Maxiell. He's given inches up to Boone, but he's got him with the width. And short but he's fouled by Boone. Timeout with 5:53 remaining in the fourth. Pistons up double figures. Only on yes. Well, we've noticed a drop in the Ask the Announcers segment. I'm coming to you pleading because there's a chance Ask the Announcers could go away if we don't get a reaction from the emailers. Send your questions. Go to yesnetwork.com or just email nets@yesnetwork.com. Ask the Announcers could become extinct unless you step forward. I'm pleading. We need your help.
You voted before.
Yeah, you stepped forward earlier.
For the Big O. Now, please.
Please. Jimmy, that's nice. And you've now stepped forward. And
I'm trying to help you out here. We're campaigning.
Yeah. You don't want to see that go away.
No,
it's a nice segment.
I've always enjoyed it. I think they're going to step up tonight. I think we're going to get flooded before the Washington game on Friday. Producer Frank DeGrace will be buried in emails.
Jefferson deflected. Pistons are so tough defensively.
Frank doesn't know how to use the email system, doesn't he?
Or text. 87-71, 5:28 to go in the fourth. Hayes, and rebounded by Boone. Jefferson feeds Nutbar. Catch and no good on a three. Rebound to Prince. And Tayshaun Prince with just 4 points, 6 assists, and 4 rebounds. Yet he's played a quality game. Stuckey. Kid was able to jar it loose. (87-71). Nets are down to 45%. Boone lost it. Follow doesn't go. And rebounded by Stuckey.
Maxiel, a little factor defensively then from the weak side. He makes you think with his explosive ability to get off the floor.
Prince using the Wallace screen. Hey, shot clock is winding down. And he traveled. So for the Pistons, that's turnover number 11. The Nets have 14. But with time winding down here, just over 4 minutes to go, the Nets in a nearly impossible hole to get out of. 16-point differential against the Pistons. Jefferson inside, and he blew it. Foul called. Tony Brothers. And Jefferson will shoot 2. Jarvis Hayes and Jefferson chatting back and forth. Jarvis played with his twin brother Jonas at Georgia. Jarvis is 5 minutes older. Does that matter? Is that something you can hold over a fellow twin?
That's a nice nugget right there, Ryan.
Thanks. Is that something, though, that you can use again? Hey, I'm your older brother.
I think you got to look up to him all the time, right? The older.
Really?
I've got a couple older brothers, Ray and Kevin.
Yeah, but not 5 minutes.
Close.
Years.
One's like 5 years, the other's 2.5 years.
All right. This is
one younger one, John.
Perfect opportunity for you to plug your family.
I will say Merry Christmas to my mom and dad at the same time. Get Sharon and Mary Beth in there. I got it covered.
Hope the entire Spinarco family had a great Christmas and an even better New Year. 87-73. Under 4 minutes to go now.
Same to the Eagles, by the way.
Oh, thanks. Didn't think you were going to go there. Shot clock's winding down. Prince. Count it. Tayshaun Prince has that odd delivery, but it works for him.
So I do know that Aaron and Noah are still up watching.
Yeah. I really care for you. Williams to the hoop. A sweeping move to the hole.
And Lawrence Frank continues to cheer his squad on, encourage them to get up and play a little more pressure defense, but Stuckey's getting some of Billups' minutes down the stretch here to see if he can execute.
Oh, kid just got Stuckey. Rodney Stuckey from the perimeter. Under 3 minutes to go now in the fourth. High screen, Williams. Jefferson gives up his dribble, needs some help. Shot clock winding down. Knockbar to the hoop.
Well, they're staying up with the full court press, trying to get something to happen. A little deflection, but Pistons are pretty good at separating it.
Well, 2-on-1. Oh, Max Seal. Monster jam.
And Rasheed Wallace was on this side of the floor telling him to back it out. He backed it down.
He didn't listen.
No, he didn't listen well at all. He did not take instruction well there.
Carter getting the deuce on the other end. He's got a game-high 21 for the Nets. Hamilton, the high man for Detroit, with 22. Prince over Knockbar. And rebounded by Maxiel. He's angry.
Oof. And tough.
Jason Maxiel. The major stuff. The rim was not going to block it.
Look at the crank. Watch the crank. Mother. Ooh.
Stay tuned after the final buzzer. It's the GMC postgame. Chris Sheeran back in our Yes Network studio. A recap of all the key plays from this matchup with the Pistons, as well as highlights from around the league. Plus, Michelle Beadle as the inside dish from the locker room. The GMC postgame. It's coverage you won't get anywhere else, and it's only on Yes. First half shooting for Flip Saunders' squad, 44%. Second half, 68%. And now emptying the bench. Nets shot it at 54% in the first half. They are at 35% in the second half. Aflalo in. And Primo Brezitz into the game, recently acquired from Charlotte. Nets make changes. Darrell Armstrong in. Billy Thomas in there for the Nets as well. Jason Kidd heads to the bench. 0 of 8 from the field. 2 points, 13 assists. Second one rims out. Now Kidd had some strong words following the loss to the Pistons earlier this month, saying, hey, we're not as good as Detroit. It's not something that you hear all that often, as Stuckey gets to the hoop. Counted in a foul. Rodney Stuckey, a chance for 3.
That was an interesting little move that Stuckey threw there on the way up to extend that ball away from the opportunity of a strip. Watch how he pushes the ball out. He pushes it out there thinking there's going to be a strip, and then all of a sudden the cameraman will slide through and he's okay.
Are you familiar with the hip-hop artist 50 Cent?
I am.
See that at all in Rodney Stuckey?
I guess.
Not the money. The rapper.
I was looking for the Washington on the quarter.
Williams gives it up to Williams, and he'll take the jump shot. Sean Williams has hit a couple of jumpers here tonight, and that's double figures for the rookie. 11 points, 5 rebounds. Stuckey against Armstrong, able to turn the corner and dish to Brezitz. Primo Brezitz wearing the Breathe Right. You ever wear those?
No.
They're uncomfortable. Up ahead, Aflalo lays it in.
Have you ever tried them?
I have. It's a little odd.
A little odd?
No, look, if you have issues breathing, I can understand it.
I can too. I don't have those problems. I have a lot of others.
Williams is called for the travel. So this has become a 20-point game. The Nets were stepping up in weight class here tonight after wins over Miami and Golden State. And the Pistons reminded the Nets just how much work they have in front of them. Nets will fall to 12 and 16. Stuckey. And it's rebounded by Nakbar. Here's Williams. Trying to get around Aflalo. Help comes from Amir Johnson. Nakbar gets the step on Brezitz. Bodies bumping on the inside, and Poki Nakbar will shoot 2.
Poki Nakbar, 2 shots.
Personal foul on Primo Brezitz, a former Pacer and Bobcat. And Nakbar can add to his point total. He's got 11. This will now mark the 6th consecutive win over the Nets for Detroit. And their 6th straight win overall this season. For the Pistons, that's 13 of their last 15. Obviously, Boston has garnered all the headlines,
right.
Jimmy. You think the Pistons are in their class?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is a quality team, the Pistons. You know, the Celtics have come on strong early on in this year. They still have a lot to prove. But this will be number 7, by the way, that the Pistons have held the opposition under 90 straight, 7 consecutive games. And the average over the last 7 is just about 80.
Stuckey rejected, and rightfully so. There was no reason for him to go to the rim. Shot clock and game clock are all lined up. And Aflalo misses at the horn. The Nets get beaten badly by Detroit. Huge second half for the Pistons as they knock off the Nets 101-83. Detroit now 21-7 on the season. 6 consecutive wins and another strong showing for a team that can absolutely vie for a championship. Let's send it over to Michelle Beadle.
Thanks, Ian. What happened at halftime as far as you guys coming out here in 15-4 run and never looking back?
Yeah, we just tried to pick up the tempo. Beginning of the game was real, lack of energy, had a lack of energy. So we just come out and try to pick up the tempo and just jump on them real fast.
A lot's been made of you starting and 25 straight starts. As far as you guys as a team, how are you able night in and night out to have so many contributions from everybody on your squad?
Just been a veteran team. I think we know what it takes when we get on the floor and trusting in each other. I think that's been the biggest difference for this team. We've been together for a while now, and we know what it takes, so we just trusting each other.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ian, Jimmy, back to you.
All right, Michelle, thanks very much. 101-83, the Detroit Pistons get the W. McDyess finished with 15 points, 9 rebounds. We're coming back with more here on Yes.